What's going on, guys? Hope you're all doing well. Today I'm doing something that I've been wanting to do for quite a while now, which is upgrading the headlights on my D22 Navara. So the kit that I bought is an LED conversion kit from Supernova. It's this one here. I think it was about 160 bucks, I want to say. But I did my research and I really did want something good quality, especially like with headlights. It's not something to muck around with. You know, you use them. I use them all the time. I do a lot of night driving, so I really wanted better headlights. The normal halogens just weren't cutting it for me. So I want something a bit brighter, but at the same time, I want to be able to adjust it so I don't blind other people, especially being higher up in a four-wheel drive. But I'm gonna whack them on today, and then tonight I'll do a test of these headlights. Last night I've already recorded just the normal halogen bulbs, and we'll do a comparison and see if these headlight conversion kits actually make a difference and actually work. So let's get into it. So what you actually get in the kit, I've got the two headlight bulbs. They're H4s. They look pretty nice. They've got a little fan at the back, and then they also come with the ballast as well that just plugs into the wiring of the D22. First things first, I'll probably just disconnect the battery. And after that, I'll pull the headlight out and whack the old one out and put the new one in, and it should be as simple as that. So after disconnecting the battery, I just took I'm taking the grill out, so it's just 1, 2, 3, 4 clips on top. You just push them in and it comes out, and then there are 2 clips, one down there and one down there. You just got to take off, and then your grill comes straight out. And then what I can see from here, there's only 3 bolts, 1, 2, and 3. I'm just going to take them out, and I reckon the headlight will come out. Alright, so hopefully you can see in here, you've just got this little metal clip. You just need to push in, push to the side, and then you have to take the rubber seal off the housing. So you just take it straight off like that, and then there's going to be a clip on the back of the physical bulb, which is this black one here. My one felt like it was bloody glued on, but I promise you it does come out. Just give that a bit of a wiggle, a bit of a tug. Obviously be gentle with it, but it does come out. And then you just take your headlight out of the rubber dust shield, and I'll just chuck in the new one. So something I should probably mention, so with these globes, not only do they have like the adjustment, so you can actually, I'll try and do it with one hand. You can actually click them around, and the globe rotates so that you're able to aim your headlights in the right direction, or higher and lower, blah blah blah, whatever. So it does actually click around, and you can set it to whatever you want. And then in the Navara, you've got the dust shields. The outside of mine are full of shit, so obviously they do the job because the inside's nice and clean, but the outside is just full of dirt and schmutz and whatever. So what you want to do with the lights is that this silver bit actually just pops straight off, like here. So the bit pops straight off, and then you put your headlight, your physical light, through the globe like that, and then you can actually slide this back on top, and then it seals it off from the inside, so that the dust can't get past. This is a barrier. Alright, so I've just put it back in, put that little clip back on. It was a little bit tedious, but got it in the end, and you can see there the dust shield is back on, and I've just got the ballast sitting in there. I'll probably zip tie it somewhere just to secure it, but roughly, if I just position this back in like the rough position, which is like there, say, turn on my lights, so hopefully you can see that it actually is the same level as the standard ones. Obviously a lot brighter, but it is the same level, which is important because I don't want to be blinding people when I'm bloody driving, because I've had people blind me in their bloody four-wheel drives, and it's not nice. So that's the difference. You can even just see on the camera that the LED is just so much brighter than the halogen already. Obviously the real test will be at night, because that's when you use the lights, but for now I can just tell it's a lot brighter. And if you can see from that, the light isn't actually that scattered, it's quite focused in that little right hand portion, and then exactly the same as the halogen, which is focused in that left-hand portion. So since I recorded one side, it's obviously just exactly the same on the other side, so I'm not going to bother recording that. But after I do put it on, the next thing I'll do is after work, maybe tonight or tomorrow night, I'll try to get some footage of it. So I'll go to the same place I did when I got the footage of the normal halogen lights, and then I'll do exactly the same test there. So I did like a little bit of test in the field just to see how far they went, and I also stuck the GoPro on my windscreen and just did a bit of driving, normal driving, just to see how bright they were. And you can tell just on the road they were really dull. So what I'll do a comparison between the halogen and the LEDs, so both of us can really see the difference that it makes, and is it really worth it. Something to mention when you do put the lights back in, obviously this isn't the new one, this is just the stand one I've got in there, but there's 3 prongs you've got, so there should be 1 prong, this one standing upright, and then the other 2 down on an angle on the bottom. So when you put them back into the headlight, it actually fits. Otherwise there's no chance you'll be able to get it in, so you've got to make sure you have that one at the top and like the 2 down the bottom, and then it just slides in. It makes it heaps easier to put that silver clip over. So even when I had the halogens in, the left, you might not be able to see it on camera, but I can definitely see it. The left is actually slightly higher than the right. When I had the halogens in, it was exactly the same thing. I don't know why, it was actually worse. So I've tried to adjust it so that they're relatively level, like you can see on the garage door. Obviously this is just during the day, so I don't have the best lighting to adjust them and stuff, but I've roughly done it and I reckon they look alright. You can see from the front, they just do look a lot better in general. You'll notice I still have the halogen Parkers. That's just because the Parkers were out of stock, but they're pretty simple. You just twist the headlight out, twist it out, put the new bulb back in, you're done. But the headlights do look pretty good, but the real test is just to test them tonight and see how they go, because you drive at night. So I reckon I'm gonna have to do a little bit more adjusting. I think they might be a tad high, but we'll find out tonight, because I really don't want to blind people, but I still want the maximum amount of light I can get. Alright, so I'm just looking over a bit of a field at the moment. It is kind of lit up. I'm on a little bit of an incline, so it does shoot up a little bit, but it's definitely not that bright. The left hand side is a lot higher than the right hand side, which I guess you could just fix with adjustment, but in general it's actually quite dim from inside the cab. I'm not sure how it will show on the camera, but that's just from what I'm seeing with my eyes. It's quite dim, and if I hop outside I'll show you what it looks like there. So you can see outside it's still quite dim. You can only see maybe to the trees and nothing really much past that, and the spread's really not that wide. I do have the LED Parkers, the LED lights in the bull bar, but the Parkers and the headlight are both normal halogen lights. So something I did notice while editing this footage and reviewing it was that the GoPro's obviously adapted for the low light setting in the dark, and made the halogens, like in this part right now, look a lot brighter than it actually is. But you'll be able to see once I actually start driving and the reflection of the road, the halogens give out quite a yellow and orange kind of light output, and you can see here as well the spread's quite low. It is focused in the middle, which is good, but in terms of how far you can see down the road, it's very minimal. So that's something that I really want to compare to the LEDs. So what I've done here now, I've turned on my high beams, and my spotties are connected to that. So my spotties are a HID, so they give out quite a blue light, and it does project very far. But as you can see in the footage, the physical low beams don't actually spread that light up the path as much when the spotties are on. The spotties more take over, so that's something to compare with the LEDs. Alright, so this is with the Supernova LED light conversion kit for the D22. That's from outside the cab. It's, I would say, probably about the same spread, but it definitely goes a lot further. I can see
hopefully the camera's picking up, but I can see all the way to the trees, even into the trees, and before I could hardly even see where the tree line was. So that's what it looks like from the front. I definitely have angled them down though, because like I said, I hated it when people blinded me when I was driving a lower car and like a big truck would come up, or a ute with LEDs. So this is inside the cab. That's your view from inside the cab, so it's quite lit up. I reckon it's pretty good. Like I said, I mean, the angle's probably not perfect, but I would say it's good enough for me, and the light output is definitely a lot better than what it was before. So I'm gonna put the GoPro on the windscreen like I did when I had the halogens, and I'm gonna give it a test and see how it goes just driving down the street, and then I'll put my high beams on and show you that as well. Alright, so now I've got the GoPro on the front of the windshield of the car. You can see with the light, it is a better quality of light. It's a way better color. It enables me to see a lot more than before. Driving on the road now, the shoulders are lit up a little bit more, and the light definitely goes further than it did with the halogens. I would just say the only thing, I've tried to adjust them the best I can. I think they are angled a little bit too much downwards, possibly. As you can see, there's a kind of a cross in the beam at the end, but honestly that doesn't really make much of a difference for me. As long as it's better than the halogens, I'm actually really happy with it. So you can see I switched to the high beams right now, and before the high beams, that's all you could see. You couldn't see anything close with the halogens, but now with these LEDs, you can see the LEDs have lit up the closer bit to the car and the shoulders, and then the high beams, my HID spotties, have just been sent down the road, and I can see all the way down, and the lights complement each other a lot more because they're similar colors. So now we've switched over. You've got the standard halogen on the left and the LEDs on the right, and you can definitely see just the quality of light is way better with the LEDs. The halogens are good at doing that yellow light to light up a little bit closer, but the LED, it's able to light up close and also light up far away, which is exactly what you want, because you want the best of both worlds when it comes to driving at night with your lights. So it's just a better light in general, I would say, and you can really show it. You can really see the difference on the road. So you can see here, the GoPro doesn't do the footage justice. It makes the halogen look a lot brighter than it is, and it makes the LED look a lot less bright than it actually is. But there is a big difference with the LED. When I'm driving, I can see it perfectly. The LED is just heaps brighter than the halogen. Shows the shoulders of the road a little bit more and heaps further down, and you can see with the spotties as well, the LEDs, you can just see a lot more, whereas with the standard halogens, it's just the spotties taking control, and that's the only light that you see. Alright, so you're all probably wondering, what's my verdict? So it's been a little bit now, it's been a couple weeks. I didn't want to film if I like it or not, or if it's worth it or not. If the lights blew out or something stupid happened, I had to return them or whatever, because I didn't want to make a video about that, because I'd just be stupid. So I've been driving it for a couple of weeks now, and I can't fault it at all, honestly. It's been really good. I can actually see when I'm driving at night, which is awesome now. So what I have done, I have gone and put Parkers in as well. They were the halogens, so when I did the comparison, they were halogens, but they're now LEDs. I literally just did them today. But the physical globes, they've been really good. I can't complain about them. I reckon just like the spread's better, the depth of light, it just goes heaps further down the street. I hardly have to use the spotties now because I actually see where I'm going, and I haven't been flashed by anybody thinking that I've got high beams on or whatever, so that's been good. So must be angled alright. It was the best I could do, so I reckon, you know, it does the job, and that's what you want. But yeah, I would recommend them. I'm not paid to say that or anything like that. This is just your average bloke's opinion on changing their lights and what they think. So they were the Supernova H4 LED conversion kit for the D22. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you liked it, please hit like and subscribe, and comment down below what you think about the lights. And if you want to get a pair, like I said, like they're about $160, $170. At the end of the day, if you do want a good set of lights, you know, you got to pay for it. And they say, you know, buy once, cry once, and that's what I've done here.